Good morning, friends. It's a matter of great privilege for me to have listened to one of the stalwarts in the first session. Now, by way of introducing myself, I will say that I have the great privilege of directly working with three great sons of India, namely Dr. Manmohan Singh, Dr. L.K. Jha. Many of you might not be knowing this gentleman. He was Principal Secretary to Lal Bahadur Shastri, Principal Secretary to Madam Indira Gandhi. He was our governor in RBI, under whose leadership the banks were nationalized in 1969. He was our governor in Kashmir, who installed the senior Sheikh Abdullah as the first chief minister of Kashmir. He was also our ambassador in USA, and he was the chairman of Economic Administration Reforms Commission. Most people do not know who initiated the reforms. Everybody thinks that they started only with 1991. I was his special assistant when he was the advisor to Prime Minister. And I was a professor of economics at National Academy of Administration, Mussoorie, for over 7 years. In between, I was economic advisor, Steel Authority of India, with Mr. Krishnamurthy, the first chairman of Maruti, BHEL, Steel Authority of India, and so many other public sector undertakings. And I am A, I am B, I am C. He was my boss in 88 and 89. So I have learnt not through books. Let me explain very clearly. My journey has been enriched by the experience of my bosses, I will say, my seniors, my superiors. I worked in the National Academy of Administration, Lal Bahadur Shastri, for over 7 years, where I had the opportunity of very closely working with great administrators of this country, So, coming to this morning session, I will start by saying that this management education, the future of management education, I was asking myself, is management the cause or the effect? Who sets the ball moving? The management, to my mind, should reflect the developments in the economy. It should reflect the developments in the society. It should reflect the primary problems that the common citizens around the world are facing. So management cannot be the starting point. Management has to be derived from what the manager is supposed to manage. For example, as long as we had the first almost 70 years of this country's development story, we had price controls, we had production controls, we had price controls, production control, movement control, quantitative controls, qualitative controls. At that time, what were the managers doing? The top managers of this country were administering controls, economic controls, financial controls, administrative controls, and even today, Professor Shiv, I was surprised, frankly speaking. Dr. Saab chale gaye, mere khayal hai. If he is here, I would have been very happy. He said that the government should decide how should the business schools be administered. He mentioned about some gentleman from Ministry of Education, Mr. Banerjee, who should decide how should our salaries be revealed amongst the people. It's very strange. Why should business schools look to the government for administration of their own systems? The business schools are supposed to run very huge business corporations, multinational corporations around the world. We are talking of globalization and so on, and we are looking towards a joint secretary to tell us as to how should we administer ourselves. You have to contemplate on it. I'm not saying A or B. It is for us to deliberate as to whether the administration of the business school should be left to the administrators, because I am one of them. I have been there. I am from 1971 batch of Indian Economic Service. I don't want, as a business school, to be told now what I should do. I should do what I think is in the interest of my students, what we call my consumers. Somebody can call them my customers. I have to serve their interests. I have to see that they are provided the best of environment in which their intellectual growth can take place, in which they are able to connect themselves to the primary problems they will be facing when they get into the industry. Business schools are meant for the students first. It is the students' requirement, students' needs, where they are deficient, where they have to develop, that the faculty, along with the people who are managing the institutions, should be instrumental in shaping the institutions, rather than expecting the government to intervene or design interventions on our behalf, you see. If we do that, in a way, we are passing on the initiative to somebody else. So the question is, it's a food for thought for all those who are part of the business schools. Now, whether it is a business school or it is a management school or it is any part of education, to my mind, the life is driven essentially by two things. That is what I am giving my lifetime understanding. First is your faith, and second is the set of values we pursue. Faith and values. Now, faith is a very big thing. Faith is basically belonging to the domain not of management but of spirituality. It is the opposite of physicality, actually. So you have faith in something, you don't question that faith. You take it as a belief. You put it at a higher pedestal. You bow down to it. You look up to it during your crisis. So faith. And second is the values. Now, for example, there are two things. Should you barter your values for money? I am asking myself, should I sell my values for money? Obviously, it is for each of us to decide whether and how you protect your values. During the long course of career, spanning over 4 decades, all my students will be subjected to different kinds of pressures, different kind of compulsions, different kind of expectations coming from the people to whom they are reporting. At that time, they have to make a choice between pursuing money or pursuing values. What is sustainability? This word sustainability has come in the morning session also several times. Sustainability is something which has been found to be true over a period of time. Actually, if you kindly allow me, the best part of the sustainability is the starting point of Shri Guru Granth Sahib, where Baba Nanak, whose birthday was celebrated a few days back on 15th of this month, how does it start? He says, Aad sach, jugad sach, hai bhi sach, Nanak hosi bhi sach. Something which was found to be true in the hoary past, aad sach. Jugad sach, which has been found to be true since ages. Hai bhi sach, even today it is found to be true. And Nanak hosi bhi sach, it shall remain true. Something which was true in the hoary past, which was true in the ancient periods, which is true even today, and which shall remain true in the years to come. That is called sustainability. That is the difference between self-interest. The starting point is why do students join MBA program? They join, of course they join with the help of loans, with the help of support from the family. They join with a view to improve their financial prospects. Many of them join for starting their career and taking off their career at a higher pedestal. True, money is very important. Money, actually my subject is starting with money only. And let me quote one sentence, it will help many of you. This is the father of economics, Adam Smith. He said it in 1776. He said, if I am getting my bread, my beef and brew, if I am getting bread, beef and brew, I need not be grateful to either the baker or the butcher or the brewer, because while serving it to me, each of them has served his own self-interest. This is the starting point of the subject. This whole world is glued together. The soil is very keen to hold the root. And the root also wants that the soil should help the root in consolidating itself. So root and soil are having symbiotic relationship where the only way of serving my own self-interest is to serve your self-interest. If I am able to serve the self-interest of my student, my own self-interest will get automatically served. So there is a symbiotic relationship, and those of us who believe in enlightened self-interest never serve their own interest in a direct manner. They serve the interest of the other person, and in the process, as a byproduct, their own interest gets automatically served without any speed breaker, without any obstacle. Your career will take a huge stride if you stop looking at your own self-interest. That is called enlightened self-interest. And that is called sustainability. So a business school, if it wants to be sustainable, the best that they can do is to serve the interests of the students. And students are the best messengers, they are the best ambassadors. This year's batch will carry these stories to the prospective students, and the result will be, as somebody was telling the other day, the father will study in this school, his son will study in this school, his son's son will also study in this school. The result is that you don't have to really bother about from where will these students come. So friends, I do not want to digress. I am very grateful to my colleagues, Sudhakar Rao Saab, who gave me this opportunity to put forward some of his thoughts. There are one or two more thoughts I think we could, yes, at ICFAI Business School, Gurgaon, we are doing what is called transformative education. We are not saying that our students are the best in the country, but whosoever joins us, we make him employable. All I can say is, with guarantee, with clarity, with credibility, with authenticity, with validity, that whosoever joins ICFAI Business School shall get a job to the extent of 90 to 95% students will get a job. There could be cases where the student, either because of him or because of some other compulsions or circumstances, we will not claim 100%, but 90 to 95% of our students will get placed, and they get placed not because of any accidental or mechanical process, but because we have created systems which are driven from our parent institution at Hyderabad across several IBS campuses, 9 IBS campuses to be precise. And we have very close interaction with industry. Actually, either my faculty is going to industry every day, or industry people are coming and taking our sessions. We have 3, 4, 5 ways in which we associate the industry. First of all, 30 to 40% of the faculty itself is drawn from industry. I am from industry. It is a different thing that I have worked in the government and I have worked in academics and I have also worked in the corporate. 30 to 40% people in any case are from industry. And we have a concept called practicing managers, which means people who are still holding top managerial positions, top corporate positions. We request them. I am using the word request. Money is not the only consideration. Nobody comes at that level for money alone. Money shall be paid, but money cannot be the mover, prime mover. Prime mover is the relationship. Prime mover is that the person is interested to pay back something to the society. And he is willing to put in his efforts, his time and creativity. So we request him to take 33% of the syllabus. We tell him that here is the syllabus, you please tell us which topics would you like to take and when would you like to take. We will adjust our syllabus, our schedule to your convenience. So the result is the person feels very free, very comfortable to share with the students what they will not otherwise get, you see. So there are practicing managers in respect of all electives. We have guest speakers. We have eminent Indian series. This eminent Indian series cuts across various courses. So there could be the top Swamis of the country who can talk on spirituality. There could be professors of history. History is not a subject for business schools. There could be some of the best cooks, for example. One of the finest cooks in the country came. Yes, I am very thankful to you, sir. One of the best cooks came and shared his thoughts, his journey with the students. So the point I am making is that the focus is not on textbooks, the focus is not on syllabus, it is a moving syllabus. Textbooks can be refined, defined, summarized. The whole thing is, or the whole purpose is, that our student should be able to develop an inquiring mind, an investigative attitude. He should be able to draw right inferences from the data, whether it is cross-sectional or it is time series. He should be able to apply a fresh outlook to any subject. That kind of student, flexible, adaptable, quantitative, qualitative, digital, rural, urban, he should be an all-rounder. He should be versatile. So that is what our effort is. And once again, I am very grateful to the organizers and to Mr. Sudhakar Rao and to all of you for having listened to what I had to say. Thank you very much.